Hello friends, this is Sahara. I wanted to bring you a few of the exercises that you have requested. I want to let you know that I am a student of a wonderful guru, so anything I do, I hope I'm guided by God and the guru. We are in an age, a new age, to have such things. I am working on a simple method to increase the awareness of Kriya Yoga. I want you to look at the picture of the horizon here. This is very similar to my vision or my view where I was physically on the outer stratospheres in 1970. The near-death experience I had in an auto accident in Miami. Um, and this method hopefully will help you move beyond the physical where you can intuit more things. We are moving into a new age where communication will happen on a nonverbal level. All sentient beings, angels, saints, gurus, uh, even aliens, communicate on a nonverbal level, and we are moving into that ourselves. And until we get to that stage, we need to evolve to that level, and we're just on the precipice. If you want to get a feeling for the precipice of this new age, look at this horizon, and that is where I was. And I've been given very simple instructions on how to go up to the outer horizon and come back. It's easier than you think. I must note that um, this is for amusement and enlightenment purposes only. This is the one thing I learned from my near-death experience was that that astrology and influences of the planets are part of our three-dimensional dense reality and do not apply to higher spiritual states. They are the planets and the universe as we perceive it, like from the Hubble telescope. They are part of our earthly reality and part of the beautiful show brought to us when we look up at night. However, when you move past this dimension, and this dimension you're seeing at the, I guess the outer stratosphere, you're seeing where Earth and heaven begin and end. That is a dividing line. And I experienced that. I was told that if I went past the horizon, I would be off into a different a different reality, and astrology and things of this earth, because the planets in our immediate Milky Way are part of the physical reality. They are physical. If you go up to them, you could touch them. I did not study astrology when I had my NDE, but I later went to it as a resource to understand more of what had happened to me. So the The physical reality, including the planets and the Earth, are part of an astral universe. And when we dream at night, we're usually in the astral universe, and we come back to the more dense reality of the Earth. And we do this every night, so this won't feel unusual to you at all. So when you move up to the outer stratosphere of the Earth, you are one step away from a different dimension, and the transition is very natural. With Kriya Yoga, the object is to draw the physical senses draw them in to release us from the physical. And they release us from the bondage and gravity. So I want you to take a few moments to close your eyes and get comfortable. If you like, get a scarf or a mask. A scarf works for me. I like to put something around my eyes. It just helps. It's most certainly not necessary. You don't see the gurus of ancient India sitting around with masks on that much. The idea is to explain the process. You want to withdraw your awareness from your physical body. You see, your physical body reaches out and has extensions with including sight, sound, hearing, taste, touch. They are the things that reach out to tune you into your physical reality. But when you move into an angelic reality, the you want to draw those in to relax your outer sensations and go within. You want to visualize your body as being like a thermometer. The energy goes up the spine and through the third eye, and with breath you can do that a little easier than you imagine. You must think it even when you die. You stop breathing, but we're just going to hold energy in and do it through breathing. You're going to find well, let's just go see how you do with it. I want you to breathe in and hold shoulder blades tight. This is what we did in one of the last exercises. Tighten your shoulder blades as much as you can. Hold these muscles as if you're holding a tennis ball between your shoulder blades. Tighten it until you tremble a little bit, then release. Now, the goal is to tighten everything, all your muscles, until you go all the way up to your third eye. So go down to your feet and tighten them till you tremble a little bit and release. Breathe in, hold it, feel the energy going up to your third eye and release. Now let's go up to your thighs. Breathe in, hold it, tight, tight, and release. Remember the thermometer visualization, it going up through your spine to your third eye. Now go up to your buttocks, hips, and stomach. First do the buttocks. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Press up to your third eye and release. Now hips. Tighten, 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 and release. Inhale and bring the energy from your stomach up to your third eye. Breathe these things up to your third eye. Now tighten your chest. Breathe in and send it up to your third eye. And release. Come up to your shoulder blades. Breathe in and release. Go to your hands. Tighten both hands into a fist. Breathe in and release. Forearms, tighten. Feel the energy like a light. Go up to your third eye. Hold and release. Go to your upper shoulders. Hold and release. Now go to your lower chin and neck. Hold briefly, pressing up to your third eye and release. Focus on the view of the horizon. If you'd prefer to keep your eyes closed, see it in your mind's eye. A beautiful horizon, you could be there instantly. When you do these exercises, you're just there. It's easy. You have released the physical body and you're now floating. You do it every night, so it feels familiar. Just feel that feeling for a few moments. Feel the freedom, the calmness, the peacefulness of planet Earth. Looking down, you see the Earth. You think how much you love your earthly home. You also know if you look outward beyond the horizon, you go to another dimension, but we're not going to do that right now. It can be done. It's quite common. You've done it many times. Take a deep breath and ask your higher self to guide you to a place in your current time and earth environment. Ask your higher self to guide you to a place that would be best for you to know about. You want to go to your earth time and a location that would be beneficial for you to know about and experience. You are under the guidance of your higher self that will set you down gently. Trust me, you've done this before. Now look down at your feet. Now that you see your feet, what kind of ground are you standing on? What is the temperature and the feeling of the air around you? What are the sounds? Get a feeling for where you are. There is no hurry. If there are people around, what do they look like? Do you want to go over and talk to them? Or do you just want to observe and listen? Are they talking about anything? Feel the air, culture, and ask questions of the people around you, or observe your environment. Breathe in. Know that it is time now for you to come back to your current time and space. Know that you have been to a different part of your Earth environment. Breathe in and move your fingers and your feet. Feel them move gently. Now, the most important. This is the part that's actually more important than going to another locality. Record your experience. Do so on your phone. Talk into it. You can make a recording with your voice or make a note in the notes section. Anything you have to do to write down your impressions. If you want, put this video on pause. And come back. Be sure to come back. Now that you are back, send this to my email or in the comment section below. It is important to record it somewhere, somehow. It will make you more confident in yourself. But you have to do it kind of immediately. Believe me, you do this at night, and the big problem is you got a really good handle on your experience, and within a few moments it's gone. But now you have more control. So be sure to record and document somewhere. Write it down. Go to the old-fashioned way. And remember Einstein's law. 99% of success is just showing up. And do remember that anything you have learned, it has taken time. You have to crawl before you can walk. You are most certainly allowed to make mistakes. What you're not allowed to do is to not record it. It's very important. And take a deep breath and feel the refreshing feeling. You might want to go to exotic places, but this is about as exotic as you're going to get. And I look forward to your feelings and experiences. And please note that we did not direct our attention to a specific locality. We have counted on your higher self to take you to a place where you will learn and experience something, hopefully refreshing, and report it. I will tell you some of the things I have gotten recently, and I think I would love for you all to tune in and give your feedback into these experiences. The one thing I continually get is the Pope Francis. I see him standing in St. Peter's Square. I think he is getting cabin fever in that gigantic palace, and he's getting restless. I feel that he is becoming very emotional in being torn between New Age thinking, what he's learned from the gurus of India, that he's come to understand that Jesus was a guru, and he's working on those principles. So he's wanting to keep his precious Catholic Church together in a new age, and he's feeling very torn between loyalty to the church and loyalty to what he knows and experiences. And he feels very torn between this. The one song I get with this feeling is, we did song exercises previously, is Torn Between Two Lovers. It was a melodic love song, I think of the 60s. And I do feel that he is being observed by those around him as so stressed that he's not particularly mentally stable. That's not particularly true. I do feel that somehow he is going out to St. Peter's Square. If he does it incognito, he's doing it at night. Now, one thing, there is a danger of him being shot, uh, even though he is incognito, and this does upset me. It's something where he he meets some violence, and he shouldn't stay there too long. But this is also relieves. He loves Italy. I know he's Polish, but this is become in love with his new country and Italy and Rome, but he can't go out, and so that's kind of a sad thing. I see somebody kneeling and touching, kissing his ring. I wonder if that's just something they do there for some reason. That's what I see. Um, so he still has loyalty of those around him, although they're viewing him as too emotional. Someone that he's become Italian. He's crying too easily, you know, and he wants to get out and take a walk. There's a lot of things he wants to do, and love of the church, which is deep. Also, he has an inquiring personality, so he reads and knows things that he knows are true. The next thing, I went up and I came down and did this twice. I saw violent vigilantes in Texas. They seem to have a home base in Dallas, which is quite far from the Mexican border, but I feel like um, they I had to come back several times. It was so horrible. They have those high-powered rifles. They're not even rifles. They're like automatic things, and they're quite deadly, and they have telescopes on them. These people are a mixture of KKK, um, skinheads, and some other groups that are kind of creepy. Um, and I see them, they're enjoying it. They go down in all kinds of all-terrain vehicles, and they sometimes get down on the grass, and they have their guns, and they enjoy terrifying any people coming across the border, and is quite violent. I don't see them actually shooting anybody. They're just kind of getting their jollies out of being terrorizing, pretty much like the way Ku Klux Klan people used to, who knows, still do, terrify um, people of color. And so I had to come back twice. I see a noose too, like, I don't think they're going to hang anybody, but it's very, very unpleasant. I had to keep coming back because I know my higher self, my guru and higher self, wanted me to see this, but it was a little too hard on me. The nice thing was I didn't see them killing anybody. It was also creepy. It was their mentality that was creepy. That's the best way I can describe it. I was raised partially in the South, and it's unpleasant. It's just unpleasant. I see, here's another one. I didn't really want to see anything about um, Trump and Maliena. It's just too strange to tune into. Um, but I saw Maliena. The only thing I was allowed to see was Maliena in New York. And so it was a little bit more refreshing than the entrapment at the White House because there is a siege mentality. But I did see her having a hemorrhage of some sort, and she needs time to recuperate. This will probably never come out in the news, and it's not important that it will. But this is a woman after my own heart because she starts to feel well enough to go shopping, and she calls it retail therapy. So, a woman has got to do what a woman's got to do. The thing is, she is trying to plan a trip to London. So she's got some things there. Some people there she wants to talk to. I don't think she's going to be able to do that, but it's kind of a goal. I would be nice if she got to go. She's got some things to talk about and things to do. I understand her um, objective. I just don't think it's going to come about. The, another thing I got with the vigilantes is I guess they were kind of skinheads, and I saw an old friend from Washington, and she is black, and I saw her in distress. It just kind of creeped me out. It made me almost want to cry to think of her in such a distressed state, and I think she was distressed over her two precious sons. Her name was Cherry. I picked up on two people I knew in Washington, the people of color, and they were gorgeous, gorgeous human beings, Patty and Cherry. And so I send you my blessings, dear sisters, and stay safe. Keep your sons off the streets. They're not kind. Okay, more stuff I got on these skinheads. Gosh, if you put all those people together, um, the big game hunters, KKK, skinheads, um, rednecks. I like rednecks, but when you get into that violent mentality, it's kind of terrible. Um, let's see. I just had to get out of it. Let's see what else I got. Um, more increasing. This is kind of almost logical. More increase in violence with drones, and this is going to, of course, this is part of our new technological age. But I kept getting back to the Tex-Mex border with the vigilantes. I don't think they're using drones, but there's something similar to it, and they quickly move. But once they've got the technology and the weapons, they quickly move into robberies and thievery. So, they have this mentality. They're either going to be, they're shooting above the heads of the poor people trying to get over to across the border. And I remember somebody once said about the illegals coming over, they're literally dying to work. And so they're kind of enjoy that, scaring them to death. They're shooting over their heads. It's just they laugh. So, but they turn it into a little more profit. They begin to think that they want to get funds for their campaign, so they turn their technology and knowledge into thievery in the United States. They learn how to rob places with their drones, all kinds of ways. These people are creative. So I had to keep getting out of that area of the world because I didn't like it. One of the things I saw kind of a lot, and I referred to this in the past, the shoreline of the Gulf Coast um, will become, I guess, the Golden Coast because, um, as I've seen before, the same path that Maria took up on the west coast of the Florida Panhandle becomes enlightened. I don't know what's making it shine gold. It's like this is a magical place. Hard to imagine they got it so bad, but I see the Gulf Coast up the west coast of Florida, through the Panhandle of Florida, through Alabama, and a little bit of Mississippi. I see that coast becoming blessed. Happy people becoming enlightened. The other cool thing was I saw the coastline changing, but I didn't see it as bad. Now, when you have a place with so many people living there, a changing shoreline is not particularly something to that you want. You wonder about the people living there. But I'll tell you, I see fishing, shrimping, everything increasing. But the thing that, and it's happy, and I see more sand. What I'm seeing is, it's like the fracking and oil, um, oil digging there, offshore oil digging, has made, it's going to make the more sand, it's going to make the shoreline longer. It's like longer sandy beaches. The shoreline does not drop off as suddenly, and there's very, very long stretches of sand, which is pretty nice. And I see that people really like this extra shoreline. So this is pretty cool. I mean, this would be quite a change that shoreline increases by the dropping sand. Um, I don't know what it is. I think the ground caving in some places with the shore. I really can't figure that out, but the shoreline looks beautiful. So I'm happy for the people on the Gulf Coast. If my circumstances were different, I would move there right now. That's how good it feels. The other thing I got was a cure for cancer, a cure for a lot of things. And it's two things. And one is kind of known, and the other is, I really can't speak to it. It would take somebody with a background in these things. Oregano oil, taken regularly with acidophilus products, really a lot. So that's pretty a lot on the stomach, but it does its job. The other thing is, I kept getting the name albumin. I know it's in egg, like I guess egg whites. That's as much as I know. I know that albumin is one of the components to blood. I really didn't understand. I just got the secret to long life was albumin. Anybody there with a background that knows these kinds of things, think about it. I don't understand it. I just give it as I get it. Once again, I want you to, I really did get a lot, and going up to the outer stratospheres, it feels so good to me, and it's natural. So do this um, on your own, and but every time you do it, write it down, because you'll get up and get busy on your three-dimensional life and forget it within a blink. And you're being given important things that you should know about and that we should all know about. And it's your job to share it with your friends and your friends here on this earth. And it's important to save the earth because it is the only planet with chocolate and coffee on it.